Here it is, the Black & Decker Jigsaw. It comes with a 2-year limited warranty and a 30-day money-back guarantee, which is pretty cool. You also have 5 amps with curve control, which means that you can adjust it for the desired cutting application. So whether you're cutting through metal, plastic, or wood, you have the ability to adjust the speed. It also accepts U and T shank blades. It comes with 1 T shank wood blade, and you can bevel the shoe for angled cuts. So let's open up this bad boy. There are 2 pieces of tape. You just want to cut right through those. And as you pull out the Jigsaw, you'll see it's in a plastic bag to protect it. And it has a plenty long extension cord. So if you're far away from an outlet, not a problem here. So this is what the saw looks like. It's got some heft to it. It's about 4 pounds, not too heavy. But you also get the directions. So that's all you get. You get the directions, a T-shank blade for wood cutting, and the saw itself. That's what's in the box. There are 4 different cut settings. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 is non-orbital cutting. 2, 3, and 4 are orbital cutting. So here you go. Here's 1. That's the slowest cut. And as you go up in number to 2, to 3, to 4, the aggressiveness of the cut increases as well. So when you're on 4, that's an orbital cut, the most aggressive one. The trigger is variable, so the more you press down on it, the faster the cut, and there's a lock-on button that allows you to hold the trigger in place whenever the speed is at the fastest. Okay? So the shoe is made out of nice metal. You can take it off. There's a screw holding the base blade on the saw. I'll show you how to take that off in a little bit later. And when you open the directions, you can access not only the directions, but the T-shank blade meant for wood cutting. So here are the directions. They're very self-explanatory. And there's the T-shank blade, which you can easily put into the Jigsaw. There's a lever on it that you can depress. I'll show you that. But this wood blade is for speed wood cutting. So there's also an exhaust port on the back of it that you can plug either a shop vac into or your vacuum into, and that will pull the dust out of the Jigsaw. Pretty cool. So here's the 1 screw holding the base plate onto the Jigsaw. You just want to turn the screw counterclockwise, and then there's another little plate that holds the base plate in place, and it has these little notches in it that indicate the angle. There are also tabs that hold the notches in place on that base plate. So as you can see here, there are numbers on the base plate from 0 to 22.5 to 45 degrees. So when it's at 0 degrees, it's a straight cut. You can angle to 22.5. And then you can angle it to 45 degrees, both left and right. So you've got some options there. Put that little retaining plate back in place, screw it down clockwise, and there you go. That's how you adjust the base plate. It only takes a few seconds. It's pretty easy to do, and there you go. You can make your angled cuts, you can make your beveled cuts, no problem. The T-shank blade, all you have to do, there's a little lever. You pull down on the lever and you push the blade into place. You always want the saw blade to be facing forward, so the little teeth should face forward. And you can also buy special laminate blades and fast/clean cut wood blades from DeWalt. Now this is a T-shank blade. The DeWalt Jigsaw blade set are U-shaped, and that's fine. You can use those. That little set costs me about, I don't know, 10 bucks. So I'm gonna put this on setting 4. This is actually an orbital cutting setting, and it cut right through this 3/4 inch plywood, no problem. What about pocket cuts? How does the saw do on pocket cuts? So you want to go nice and slow until the saw blade actually penetrates the wood just a little bit, sinks into the wood, and then you can saw out your cuts. Okay, so for pocket cuts, no problem. What about circular cuts? Let's say you have to go around a toilet flange, replace a piece of plywood. Again, you would want to do your pocket cuts. Then you could set it to whatever setting you want. I actually forgot and left it on setting 1, which is not an orbital setting, but this saw still cut through the 3/4 inch plywood, no problem. So as you can see here, you got yourself a nice circular cut. Even on the non-orbital setting, it did a good job. I forgot to put it back to like 2 or 3. Now, what about laminates? How do you cut through laminates without them splintering? Like I said, you can get a special laminate blade where the teeth face forward, not backwards, like a traditional jigsaw blade. So when the teeth face forward, you can go through the top of the laminate without it splintering. And that is really cool because you can see your cut and you're going to get a nice clean effect to it. It's not going to splinter out and look terrible. I did a whole